Stanley Sews and Knits. This is episode 4, and I'd like to welcome all of my new viewers and also say hello to all of my returning viewers. It's so lovely that you've decided to spend some time with me, and I hope you are enjoying as I progress and learn how to podcast and show you things I'm working on and tell you a little bit about my life. This last week, my husband and I celebrated our 47th wedding anniversary, and so we went away for a few days up to the central coast of California. It's someplace we really love to go, and being retired, we can go in the middle of the week and avoid some of the crowds. We enjoyed walking on the beach and eating at some of the restaurants we like, and we pack food too, so we just stay in the house and cook easy things. This time there was a lot of construction traffic up there, so we spent a lot of time in traffic, which wasn't fun, so we ended up just staying at the beach house more than normally. We go to Cayucos, which is right on the beach. We rent a little beach house that we've done a couple of times, the same beach house, and it's very convenient. We know what it's like. We take our dog Martha with us and eat at the same restaurants. It's sort of like a routine, but we really enjoy it. The beach is endless, beautiful, not crowded. It's not the kind of beach where people go, park their cars and go, and it's more of a beach where it's for locals, and there's a lot of surfers, a lot of older surfers like my husband's age, so from the 60s coming to surf, and it's fun to see them as well as the young kids surfing as well. We walked on the beach. Martha has a blast just off leash and running, and it was a nice little retreat. I did a lot of knitting. I even slept. I slept really good 2 nights, as you know from last time I told you about my sleep disorder, and I slept really good 2 of the nights. We only could get the beach house for 3 nights this time because with the upcoming holiday it was already booked. So next time we'll make sure to book it further in advance. All right, let's get on with our show. I am wearing the Parker tunic. This is by Style Arc Patterns. And if you've never used their patterns, they're really nice, but they run huge. So I'm going to stand up a little bit to show you this. I took this in so much. I think I originally made a size 12, but I ended up cutting it down to almost a size 6. Their patterns run gigantic. So just to know, if you ever use their patterns, they are very roomy. Maybe because they're an Australian company, but I went by the measurements, and it still was very, very big on me. I'm very small in the shoulders and shaped like a pear, so of course I cut a smaller size through the shoulders and then gradually flared it out through the hips. The fabric is from Blackbird's Fabric in Canada, in Vancouver, and it's a crinkle linen, and I'm not sure of the colorway, but I know it's a navy gingham, so it appears black on camera, but it is navy, and it pairs so nicely with white jeans or shorts, and just is a very comfortable, sort of a swing top. You can see it kind of swings out in the, I don't know, it's hard to tell on here, but it's quite cute. All right, so I finished my weekender sweater, and I couldn't love it more, and it came in so handy on our trip last week. Here it is, and I will pop some photos in either alongside or at the end or beginning of this video, but I knit it using Dye Lot Studio yarn, and I actually just dyed this for myself, so I didn't name the color or anything, but it's such a simple classic design, and I just love it. It's reverse stockinette, as you can see, so you knit it inside out. so there's no purling. There is some purling once you divide for the sleeves and shoulders and stuff, but I love it so much. Because I have such narrow shoulders, I ended up taking in a few stitches, I think like 3 stitches from the shoulder toward the neck, so it wasn't quite so wide. But I love it. It's, like I said, I think I wore it every day we were up there, because even though our weather is super hot here in Southern California, along the Central Coast, especially by the ocean, it never got warm. So it was foggy and just beautiful, and so I needed a sweater even during the day. And so I was so glad that I took this up to take photos of, that I ended up wearing it every day. I also tried to finish my Justine skirt. I got the buttons on, but I ended up breaking 2 buttons as I was sewing them on, really cheapo buttons. So I need to go to Joann's and get 2 more buttons, and then all I'll have to do is the hem. But it's cute, and hopefully I'll wear it soon. Like I said before, this fabric is a little heavy for a linen skirt, so it's not as drapey as I would like it to be, and I hope I'm going to like it once it's finished, because it might be a little too full of skirt, and I don't want to have to take it apart. I already took it apart once to make the waistband a little bit bigger, because the fabric is so thick. Even though I've made the skirt before, this size, same size, it didn't fit this time. So I added a couple inches of ease in the waistband and took out some of the fullness. All right, let's see what I'm working on. I made some progress on my shifty sweater. As you can see, it's not a fast knit. I think because it's fingering weight, but I love the fabric that it's creating. And this, I'm still on section 1 of the yoke, and I've used 1 whole skein of the background color. So hopefully I'm going to have enough. But I think once I've been blocking it a little as I go, you can tell the top has been blocked. And so it's getting bigger now, so it doesn't stretch all the way on my cord here. But you can see how cute it is. I can put on a little bit. I think it's so pretty. And I love the way the neckline has almost a gradient on it before you start adding the other yarn. Oh, it's really cute. This is the first time I've tried it on since I've gotten this far on it. I really like it. And I've never talked about this bag before. I'm keeping it in my bag. Oh dear. Oh my goodness, I just pulled all the stitches out. Darn! I can't believe I did that. Oh, Diane. What did you do? I'm going to have to take care of that, that's for sure. I guess putting it over my head pulled my little row stopper off. And speaking of these row stoppers, I did really love them, stitch stoppers, until that just happened. But they come in all sizes in this bag, and I think, it says cocoa knit, so I think that's where I got them. Colorful. I'm pretty sure that's where I got them. And you get a lot. There are 24 pieces in here, and they were $12. So they're very handy. They stay on usually, unless I guess you stretch something over your head. Oh, I'm going to have to fix that now. Goodness gracious. All right. Well, At least you know I'm filming for real. This is real life. Anyway, I keep this project in my bag from my lovely, lovely friend, Jennifer of Ellison Lane Handmade. And this is such a roomy bag. She is a beautiful sewist. It's got pockets on the inside, pockets on the front and on the back. It's got a drawstring and a shoulder strap. So it's wonderful, and I've got my little Dye-Lot Studio pin here. These are available in my Etsy shop. But it's a nice canvas weight. I love the color combination. Jen has just done a beautiful job on her, and she's really done well with her business. She sells out every time she has an update. Alrighty. Next, I'm working on my Wild Horse sweater. And in case you're not familiar with the Wild Horse sweater, this is what it looks like. It's a Caitlin Hunter pattern, and it's a DK weight sweater. I'm using my Dye-Lot Studio Soyu base, which is a merino, silk, and yak base. There's the, I don't know if you can see the, I don't know if that's up, that must be backwards, huh? Anyway, it's in the Kaihalulu colorway, named after a beach in Hawaii. And it's a pinky red. It's really a lovely color. And I've gotten quite far with this. And this one I don't think I'm going to pull over my head because I don't want to lose my place again. This is a gorgeous lace. It's got baubles. I think you can see it pretty well. Baubles. It's got the neckline will stretch out a little bit, so it won't be a real close crop crew neck. But I love the lace. I think I have 6 more rows, and then it's just reverse stockinette, and it should go really fast. And that I'm keeping just in my little rope bowl that I made. Rope bowls are fun to make. I don't know if you've ever made them, but they're super fun if you just need a little sewing project to get some sewing out of the way. Now the last thing I'm working on is a shawl that I'm trying to make my own pattern, and I'm not very good at it, so I ripped it out a couple of times. I've decided on a crescent shawl pattern, and it's just, this is in a yarn that I haven't decided on the colorway yet because I'm playing around. I don't even know if it's going to work. But it's a fingering weight yarn. I'm making it on size 5 needles, so it'll be quite airy. And I'm just doing garter stitch to start. And then what I've done is, and I'll show you later, I've dyed up these gradient sets of fingering weight yarn. And this is the citrus colorway. You know, when you wind these little skeins, they don't stay wound. I should wind them into balls instead of on the ball winder, on the cake winder, I should say. But I'm working on that. I have an idea. I've never designed anything, so I don't know how it's going to work, but that's what trial and error is for. And this is just in a bag that I made with my friend Tracy's fabric line. I think it was called Spin, Run, Hop. It was for, I'm terrible at names. PVC? I'm not sure. Oh goodness, sorry Tracy, I can't remember it. But just a bag. I threw together when I did a sew along to showcase her new fabric line. All right. Maybe I'll show you since I talked about that shawl I'm trying to design, maybe I'll show you some of the colorways I've done in the gradient sets before I show you what I bought. Okay, I'll get over here. So, I've done 6 colorways so far. And I think, wouldn't it be fun to make a project with all of them? So this is the citrus colorway. And it's just really pretty oranges and goes all the way down to a very, very soft pink. This is the rosy colorway. 5 different pinks. This is the lettuce colorway, which is the greens. I know, I just love, this is my favorite color, green. Sort of a yellow green. There's a reflection in here. My window is letting in a lot of good light, but right on the thing it's reflective. Okay, this is Provence. Beautiful lavenders and purples. This is blueberry. I should call this Ellison. My youngest granddaughter absolutely loves blueberries. Whenever she comes over here, she heads straight for the blueberry plants and picks them all off. Her dad tells me she eats a whole pint of blueberries every day. That's really pretty too. And the last one is the marigold, which is really pretty yellows to yellow orange. I have plans to make a few more. I think a gradient gray set would be nice, and maybe a gradient tan, and maybe a red. We'll see. Let me know if you have any ideas of gradient sets you'd like to use, or projects you'd like to see knit up in gradient sets. Because they're fingering weight, you know, each skein is 92 yards, I think. Yeah, I stopped for a second to check. They are 92 yards. So you can get, it would be really cool to make a pair of socks, or I love these two together. Put 2 sets together and you can make 2 pair of socks. That would be really pretty too. So those will be in the shop as soon as I can get them photographed and listed. Now let's go on to Oops, I Did It Again, which is what I'm calling when I've gone shopping. While we were in Cayucos, I've been wanting to go up to a yarn shop that they have up there. It's actually in Cambria. If you don't know what Cambria is, it is the most gorgeous beach. There's a boardwalk all along that you can walk for miles. It's always foggy. We've never seen it clear. And there's always a mist rising and always people walking. You can't take dogs on the beach there, but you can walk them on the boardwalk. And so there's a yarn store in the little town of Cambria called Ball and Skein, or Cayucos Yarn Company. I think their website is, no, Cambria Yarn Company, and their store is called Ball and Skein. So I finally got to go in it, and I've been wanting to knit the Love Notes sweater, which calls for a fingering weight combined with a mohair. But mohair is so hot for California. It's great for hats. I have a mohair hat that I've made that kept me so warm last winter when we were in Europe. But So I found these Manos del Uruguay. This is a lace weight. It's 100% superwash merino. And so I decided to combine it with this gorgeous gold. This gold is called Gilt, and the lace weight is called Mango Berry, and I think that would make such a pretty fabric. So I'm going to try and make the Love Notes sweater out of that. The other thing would be to combine this with a charcoal mohair, but I really think it would just be too hot for me. So we'll see. We'll see. I'm not gonna start it yet. I want to get one of these sweaters that I'm working on finished first. But yeah, but the ladies in that shop were so nice. My husband was outside with the dog, and they fell in love with Martha, so they invited him in to come in, and Paul took a picture of Martha looking in the window and sent it to the owners, and the owners responded back and thanked him for saying, sending the photo, and yeah, just really a nice little shop. If you're ever in the Central Coast, you really should go visit that shop. Nice ladies. They don't have a lot of yarn, but they don't have a lot of companies of yarn. In other words, I think they said they carry every single colorway and base of Manos del Uruguay. But they didn't have a lot of other yarns. They didn't have hardly any hand dyes, like, small hand dyed companies. But it was really lovely to go see, and I'm so glad I got to go in. And I look forward to returning again soon someday. The next thing I bought is this beautiful chartreuse knit fabric, and I don't know if you can see that. It's a bamboo rayon and spandex knit, and I'm just going to make a t-shirt. I only bought it a yard or 1 meter, but it's got a beautiful drape, and I just think it'd be a really cute t-shirt. It's one of my favorite colors. Hopefully, I think, yeah, I really like it. I have so many things I want to sew, but starting this new business, it seems like all I do is dye yarn and do business stuff. The other thing I bought, also from Blackbird fabric, is this beautiful linen and viscose. It's 55% linen, 45% viscose. I bought 2.5 yards. I love this color too. This color is one of my favorites. It's sort of a terracotta. Ooh, I love that color on me. And I bought it to make the Grain Line Studio uniform tunic. And then this week I saw that they have a tutorial of how to make the tunic into a dress. And how perfect is that? I even have almost the exact same fabric. So I think that's what I'm going to be making. I love this style dress. It seems so easy to wear and so me. So I think that's what I'm going to be making. I think that's all that I've purchased, and thought I'd talk to you a little bit about what's going to be happening this week. I'm really working hard to get as much dyed as I can, because for the next week we're going to be watching 3 of our grandchildren. Our oldest son, who lives in Arizona, he and his wife are taking their oldest son to Dallas, Texas for a volleyball tournament. Jack, our grandson, is 16 and is just an excellent volleyball player. And he's on a really good team, competitive team in Arizona, and they are going to a tournament in Dallas. So my son is driving the 3 younger kids here, and we will be watching them for a week. And this week, being Independence Day week, we've got a lot of fun things planned. Our community that we live in has a man-made lake, and so Wednesday night is the boat parade. So we'll take the kids to the boat parade. And then Thursday is July 4th. My son that lives close by here is having a pool party and barbecue, so we'll be going to that. And then Friday, we promised the kids a beach day where we go to the beach for most of the day and then stay into the evening and have a bonfire and a cookout, and it's always a good time. So we'll have 3 of our sons here for that. And no, I think only 2. I don't know if Evan, our middle number 3, will be here or not. I don't know. He told us after Father's Day he's not driving up here on holidays anymore. He lives about an hour and a half away, and the local traffic is just horrible. He said it took him 2.5 hours to get here, which would normally take him like an hour and 15 minutes. So they've got our youngest grandchild. She's only 20 months old, so they don't need to be in traffic for that long. Hopefully they'll come, but I know they're on vacation this week and getting back in a day or 2, so they might not feel like driving up. So that's the plans for this week. I look forward to dyeing some more yarn, and the little girls that are coming to stay, they love to help me name the yarn, so I hope to get some dyed so that they can help me name it, because that's always fun. They've thought of things like unicorn hair and Rapunzel's mane, and always cutesy little girl names that are fun to work with. I appreciate you being here. If you like what you see and want to see more, please subscribe and press the little thumbs up. That helps me feel like you like what I'm doing, and I'm stumbling still a lot, but hopefully it will get easier. Yeah, I think that's about it for this time. I hope you have a wonderful week, actually a couple of weeks. I'll be super busy this week with the kids and trying to finish a couple of sweaters in the evenings and hopefully sleeping at night. All right?